Hello, in this video we're going to compare the market for organs versus a system of voluntary donation versus a system of government procurement. We're going to use supply and demand analysis. We're going to start with voluntary donation. Here we have no market for organs. The only organs supplied are by voluntary donors. Here's the quantity demanded of organs, and here's the quantity supplied. P is the price per organ in thousands of dollars, and Q is the quantity of organs in thousands. How many organs are donated? Well, the price is zero. There is no selling of organs here. People cannot sell their organs. So the price is set at zero, basically a price ceiling at zero. So plugging zero into the supply equation, we see that 3,000 organs will be donated. How many people want to get an organ? We look at the demand equation, and since P is zero, at a price of zero, 12 people would like to get an organ, or 12,000 people. How many people are put on a waiting list for an organ? Well, there is an excess demand. The quantity demanded of 12 exceeds the quantity supplied of 3. So there will be 9 people put on a waiting list, or 9,000 people put on a waiting list for an organ. Now let's look at a market for organs. Same supply and demand equations. What is the equilibrium price of organs? Setting quantity demanded equal to quantity supplied. Setting those two equations equal to one another, and now solving for the price. The equilibrium price here is $3, and plugging this $3 back into either the demand or supply equation, we're going to get an equilibrium quantity of 9. So what is the equilibrium quantity of organs? Plug that equilibrium price back into either the demand or supply equation. Here I plug in the demand equation and we get an equilibrium quantity of 9. And here you can see the demand and supply curves are graphed, and we found the equilibrium price of $3, equilibrium quantity of 9. Let's calculate consumer surplus under the market for organs. So consumer surplus is going to be the area between the demand curve, height of the demand curve, and the price that consumers pay for an organ up to the last organ bought and sold. So it's going to be this triangle. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's where this 1/2 is coming from, area of a triangle. So 12 minus 3 is going to be the height of this triangle, and 9 minus 0 is going to be the base of this triangle. So we have a consumer surplus of $40.50. In terms of producer surplus is going to be the area between the market price and the supply curve. And we can break that area up into two parts. There's going to be a rectangular or square part right here. And then to the right of that is a triangle. So this rectangle right here is just a 3x3 rectangle. So we get $9. And then we have our triangle, 1/2 base times height. So the base of this triangle runs from 9 to 3, and the height of this triangle is just 3. So we get an area of the triangle of $9 as well. So total surplus here is going to be the $40.50 of consumer surplus and the $18 of producer surplus, or $58.50. Now let's look at voluntary donation and calculate the total surplus in the market. So the price is 0 and the quantity is 3. So 3 units are brought to the market at a price of 0. So consumer surplus is going to be the area between the height of the demand curve and the price. So it's going to be this green area right here. And we can break that area up into two sections. A rectangle area, which is going to be this 9x3 area here, right here. So we got a rectangle that's 9x3. And then this triangle on top here, 1/2 base times height. Got a height of 12 minus 9 and a base of 3. So we get the following consumer surplus of $31.50. Producer surplus is 0. The people donating their organs aren't being compensated, so the price is 0. So producer surplus is 0. The total surplus then is just all consumer surplus, $31.50. Now let's look at an alternative way of procuring the organs. That's through government procurement. And so the idea here is that if the government pays $4.50 per organ, we plug that into the supply curve, there'll be 12 people willing to sell their organs at $4.50 or $4,500. So if the government sets a price of 4.5 per unit, we walk that into the supply curve, and the sellers, people with organs, be willing to donate 12 of them. The government then gives anyone an organ at a price of 0. So how many people are going to want an organ at a price of 0? Well, we walk over to the demand curve when P is 0, and 12 people will want to get an organ if they don't have to pay for them. There are 12 consumers who will get organs at a price of 0. Let's calculate consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is going to be the difference between the height of the demand curve, okay, and the price of 0. Consumers aren't paying for the organs, are given to them by the government. Giant triangle here represents consumer surplus, and that has an area of $72. As for government expense, the government expense of this program is going to be $54, 4.5 times 12. And as for producer surplus, the people that are selling their organs to the government for, that is going to be comprised of two areas. There's going to be a rectangle area here, which has a width of $4.50, and it has a length here of 3. So that's a rectangle area. That's going to be part of producer surplus. And then the triangle area next to it, which I'm outlining with my mouse right here, has a height of 4.5 and a base of 12 minus 3. So this triangle here, where it touches the supply curve, that's at 12, and then it goes all the way to 3 here. And so if we do the math, producer surplus would be $33.75. So what's total surplus? Total surplus will be consumer surplus. We need to subtract out the government expenditure and then add in producer surplus, and then we get $51.75. So to sum up, with organ donation, total surplus is the lowest. With a market for organs, total surplus is the highest. And then in our last example with government procurement, total surplus happened to be $51.75. Okay, that's it.